This would be number 2. Why so upset, John? Besides the fact that I had that word before I even picked up the paper. As a matter of fact, right before I picked it up. Those of you that watched a lot of the videos that I titled Corruption in Nueces County, things like that, if you remember a few months ago, I was upset. I was upset because this local prosecutor and media made a very big thing about an Aryan Brotherhood arrest in Flower Bluff. And I knew some of the guys. I mentioned some of that only because I do ministry, not because I am in corruption. But the other thing that upset me was I actually stated, I said, you know, you got a lot of drugs that move through this area for a very long time. And I felt that there was cover for some of the, particularly the Mexican gangs that move. Most of the drugs come from Mexico, and most of that is that way. And I said, and when are we going to see a bust on that? And then the judge I covered last year, he actually had certain collusion, which was reported in the paper to another person by the name of Celis, and it had to do with Mexican drug laundering money. And I thought, why are they getting a pass? That's what I thought. And then I thought, why would they come down so hard on one particular group or gang and not the other? And then you have in the paper, in the Color Times front page for the whole country to see, that the man who's the DA in this county is the self-described Mexican biker lawyer and the Mexican Moses. Now, do you think that the problems with tourism and all that have to do with Hurricane Harvey? Or do you think that people, when they move to a community, want to make sure that everything that's done is not done with a racial tinge to it, especially in law enforcement, especially in cases you prosecute? The young Anglo man that is now being prosecuted before your court, and I explained it was wrong what he did, he shouldn't have been texting, but when he tragically struck that vehicle, it was the sister of Kara Sands who died. She is the tax assessor for Nueces County. And I noticed you went after that kid with a vengeance. But when you had a Mexican judge, remember how this DA is describing himself, who went way off the road, maimed, and that wasn't the first time he did it, and he got off scot-free. And what was that? What did I surmise when I covered that case about a year ago? I felt that there was corruption, particularly with the Mexican drug gangs that had made it all the way into the courts of Nueces County. And with that type of an image, you have on the front page of the Color Times that the Mark Gonzalez goes by the name Mexican biker lawyer and Mexican Moses. Now, do we have do lawyers for Anglo defendants have the right to say Mr. Gonzalez needs to now recuse himself from every single case that an Anglo is in? Yes.